name of the chapter is communication and on networks. So first of all, discussing an overview of this chapter. In our overview, we discuss what is a successful communication, what are the components required for a successful communication, and then we also discuss some of our sending and receiving devices in terms of our communication. Secondly, we describe the use of computer communication. We discuss the some of advantage of communication by using the computers, and then we move towards some of our network technologies. So we have three geographical limitation in terms of network designing. So we have a LAN, MAN and WAN. So we will discuss these geographical areas one by one, and then we have some of different structure depending on the number of clients. We have a client server architecture, we have a P2P communication, and then we have a different topologies comes. We have a star, bus, ring, hybrid, a lot of topology we will discuss in this chapter, and then describe the various network standards. We have a TCP IP protocol. We have a lot of other protocols also available for communication. So we will discuss the some of the protocol in this part, and then moving towards the purpose of a communication software, we discuss some of our software for our communication, and then what are the purpose of these softwares. So these are the things we will discuss mainly in this chapter. So let's start the chapter here. So here's a definition of successful communication, and in terms of a computer communication, describe a process in which two or more computers or the devices transfer data, instruction and information. It's mean a communication maybe happen between the two computers. It maybe happen between a number of computers, but the important thing is that in a communication we have a sending device. It's maybe vary from 1 to whatever number, and then we have a sum of receiving devices, and in between we have a channel is available. Channel, maybe you choose a wireless channel for communication, for example 4G. We have a Wi-Fi. In terms of wireless, we have copper cable, some of our wired standards, and then we have a fiber communication also. So we have a number of channels also available between a sending and receiving device, and these channel maybe varies. For example, for 5 kilometer maybe we use a 4G wireless communication, and after the 5 kilometer we go towards some of a wired standard. So we will discuss these things also in developing a channel. Here's one of our example of communication system, and you see a lot of devices, computers is available. We have a mobile phone also available in this diagram, and we have a lot of communication standards are working in this diagram. So for example, we have a mobile phone here, and this mobile phone is communicating with the one of our nearest tower by using the radio frequency signal. So our radio frequency or the RF signaling is one of our communication link between this mobile and the nearest tower. And similarly, you see a satellite is here. This is again a wireless standard, so that is why we have a dotted representation. We have one of our satellite here, and one of our earth station is here. So they are communicating with each other, and all the devices capable of working with the GPS can connect with these type of wireless standards. And then we see a yellow color cable is also appearing here. They're developing a link between the different organizations. So this one is fiber communication. So if you see a yellow color cables, so it means that is the one of our fiber communication developing. So here are the some of advantages by working with a successful communication. We do text messaging, we can send picture, we can send video messaging, and we can also send wireless instant messages or IM messages, and that is one of our real-time messaging. And one of our example of a real-time messaging is your WhatsApp messaging. So we have a lot of advantages when working with computer communications. Now we are moving towards the types of communication. The first type we discuss is a wireless access point. That is also called a wireless internet AP access point. So we have one of a wireless router or modem, and all of the devices in your home offices are connecting with that particular device. So, and after that this device is further communicating with the nearest service provider. So that is one of the example of a wireless communication. Cyber cafe is another example in which the owner provides us a personal computer with an internet access, so anyone can use it for their own purposes. Now the second type of computer communication is a GPS, that is a global positioning system, and is developed in 1973 by the US Department of Defense and is fully functional in 1995. And mainly this GPS is maintained by the US government because use the more number of satellite as compared with the other countries. So that is the one of a reason the providers are freely accessible internet or any type of GPS services, and if you have a GPS receiver is available. So with the GPS receiver you can use the services of a GPS or a global positioning system, and the official name of GPS is Navstar. Basically it's a navigational satellite timing and ranging global positioning system. So that's Navstar GPS, that is the official name of our GPS, and consists of 24 plus GPS satellites in a medium and high Earth orbit. So we will discuss the orbits of our satellites. So we have to move towards this diagram here. So you see we have Earth here, and above the surface of the Earth, approximately 850 kilometer above the surface of the Earth, we have a LEO satellite available, and that is a lower Earth orbit. And after that, approximately 20,000 kilometer above the surface of the Earth, we have a medium Earth orbit is available. One of our satellite is working here, approximately 20,000 kilometer above the surface of the Earth. And then we have a geostationary satellite available. It's above the 36,000 kilometer above the surface of the Earth. So that is a geostationary satellite. And why it's called a geostationary satellite? Because it's a stationary with respect to the Earth. So that is the reason it's called a geostationary satellite. And all of these three above, we have one more orbit available, and that is a high Earth orbit, and it's approximately varying from 800 to 40,000 kilometer depending on the type of a communication. So we have 4 orbits available. Working with the GPS components, so basically we have 3 components associated with the GPS. One is called Earth Station, maybe your mobile phone, maybe your some of our GPS receiver. The second is a control station, it's also part of a Earth Station, and the third one is a satellite station. So basically we have 3 component of a GPS. We have a Earth Station, we have a controlling station, and we have a satellite station is a third part of our GPS. We have a built-in devices available nowadays, in which the GPS receiver is available. So we have a lot of mobile phone devices available, in which we can work with the GPS receiver. We have a it's also available in the form of handheld devices, and it's also available with the new vehicles. Nowadays a lot of vehicles coming with the GPS receiver facility. So with the GPS receiver we can trace out our location and or any other person location with the help of a satellite. So here is the one of example how GPS works, and we see a satellite station, and we have a lot of devices working with the earth station. So we have some vehicles working with the GPS receiver. We have a smartwatches, mobile phone, and a lot of other devices also available. So the satellite station sends the data towards the GPS receiver, and then GPS receiver determined the exact location. So basically we need three satellite station to determine the exact location of one particular person.